way to IoT work for Thai. When I mean for Thai, I mean for the 67 three real sectors. There are a lot of people, as I can see all over this past, with regards to a plane.
A very cold, snowy day in Tallinn, Estonia. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, let me congratulate the World Bank for launching this very important and useful publication called Internet of Things from Hype to Reality. Ganesh, if you don't mind raising the book that you successfully printed to the audience. Very colorful. It's a rainbow Internet of Things. And I think I have read it this morning at Starbucks while waiting for you. There are many cases and items that I think are very relevant, not only for Thailand, of course, but also for many countries, both developed and developing countries. So I think the launching of this publication would ignite or initiate a number of activities worldwide. And I hope that it will move from hype to reality, as you have suggested. In Estonia, when I met with Ganesh, we not only discussed about Internet of Things. Actually, I gave you a number of homeworks, you gave me a number of homeworks. So I hope that today we will start looking into opportunities to collaborate between the World Bank as well as the Thai government through the Ministry of Digital Economy and Society, as well as our DEPA department. Let me spend 20 minutes to highlight two things. One is a big picture of digital Thailand, and the other is what we are going to do with respect to Internet of Things. I will have a few slides later on, but at this point, let me highlight the fact that today we have seen a lot of progress and movement in terms of pushing Thailand ahead in this digital age. And I'm not saying this purely from the point of view of a concept or a planning platform, but we are witnessing growth of digital economy and digital society in real terms. For example, the mobile penetration of Thailand is 150%. The internet penetration is approximately 60%, something that we can improve a lot faster during this year. We have been one of the top countries in the world with respect to the use of internet, especially social media. Thai people like to chat. In one of the statistics, they told us that on average, Thai people chat 9 hours and 30 minutes per day. That's a bit too much. But I hope there will be something concrete and constructive coming out of this chat time. Private sector in Thailand are doing quite well, and they have been in many fronts, very innovative. A lot of them have been progressing not only large enterprise but also SMEs, which I can tell you a bit more later. We are also doing quite well, especially from the government approach in facilitating the private sector on ease of doing business. And when I say ease of doing business, we are talking about the use of digital technology in order to facilitate the transactions that the private sector have to deal with in working with the government. I think it's actually the World Bank who has this ease of doing business ranking. And last year we jumped from number 46 to number 26. Hopefully this year it will be, if not single digit, it will be in tens of ranking because we are driving in all departments of trying to create a more conducive environment. And lately, we have also looked into the increase of human resources, not only in digital, but mainly for those who are considered experts. Starting from the 1st of February this year, we have a scheme called Smart Visa, facilitating the foreign experts, foreign executives, even foreign startups to conveniently enter Thailand with easy work permit if they have passed the screening of being those criteria, and will be facilitated so that they would not have to report themselves too often to the authorities. So instead of 3 or 4 times a year now, it's only one quick time per year, and they can stay for as long as 4 years plus if they want to. And this privilege covers also the family members who accompany them, who will be allowed to work in Thailand as well. So this is something that used to be very difficult for Thai government to endorse, but now we have done it. Let me also mention before I go into IoT that one cannot just look at initiative like IoT alone, but look at the whole package of how the country is moving ahead. So let me very briefly provide you with what we have done and what we have been doing and will be doing. I call it Digital Thailand. And by Digital Thailand, we are talking about a country like Thailand that is transforming from an analog age to a digital age. And this is not simply to change the technologies into digital technologies. It involves a lot of things. And it involves a lot of stakeholders. Even if one can say it involves 67 million population of Thailand. So by Digital Thailand, let me conclude by saying that there are 5 very important pillars of digital development in Thailand. And I will highlight a few examples of what projects or what initiatives that we are carrying on. Digital Thailand number 1 is digital infrastructure. Why do we have to be so serious about creating digital infrastructure for the Thai population? The main reason is because every country in the world is worried about the power of digital technology that would create the side effect of digital divide. Meaning there will be those, especially in big cities, that have all kinds of digital connectivity. And those in the rural areas or in the underprivileged areas that do not have. So we are very conscious about reducing the gaps between the have and the have-not. In this case, the digital haves and the digital have-nots. In trying to reduce or even to eradicate digital divide in Thailand, we are talking about a major program called Net Pracharat. For those of you who are not familiar, Pracharat refers to public-private engagement. Net is internet. In Thailand, we have 75,000 villages, approximately, plus some new ones. In the past, both private ISPs as well as public enterprises have provided internet access understandably to those areas that have purchasing power. Those areas that they can make profit, which is about 40% of the country. So we are talking about some 30,000 places, villages, communities that have been using internet all along. Now, digital divide is trying to fill the gaps of another 40,000 villages, some of which are very remote, high on the mountain, far away, not worth it for business enterprise to provide services. It's the role of the government to fix it. And last year, the Ministry of Digital Economy has fixed 24,700 villages, which is about 40% of the total villages in the country. It's all done. This year, we have less than 20,000 to fill the gaps. And we work together, the Ministry of Digital Economy and NBTC, the National Broadcasting and Telecommunication Commission, to make sure that the rest, about 18,000 villages, will be covered. It will be done this year, meaning we will not discuss about digital divide next year. And meaning is the opportunity of Thailand, especially rural Thailand, to start creating values out of this digital infrastructure that they will have access to. Apart from laying fiber optics, it's going to be all fiber optics. It's going to be all broadband, no more copper wire. So we are talking about the ability that villages will be able to sell their products, will be able to sell OTOP, the one component, one products, by themselves for the first time. The ability for villages to enter the e-marketplace, the ability for them to get payment through e-payment, and the ability to deliver, transport the products through e-logistics. We have done about 70 villages end of last year through the work of the Thailand Post, which is under the Ministry of Digital. And I found it very interesting because it didn't take long before villagers understand how to use this e-commerce package. So opportunities are there, the products are there, the services are there, tourism at the local level are there. It's our duty to provide a digital package to the local community so that they can make use and they can benefit. And it's going to happen. This year alone, Thailand Post will expand the e-commerce platform to 10,000 villages nationwide. Ministry of Commerce, who already have the Thongfa shops, the local community stores, convenience stores, will come together with us and another 18,000 Thongfa, the community convenience stores, will be combined. So there will be about 20 to 30,000 villages and shops, local shops, that will be hooked up to our system called point of sale system. I needed to speak at length about this infrastructure because value addition will come after all this infrastructure in a big way. For example, it will be the first time that we'll be able to engage the young generation, the students in rural areas to be able to stay where they are and not migrating to Bangkok or major cities. Because for the first time, they will be able to enjoy seeking jobs at their own villages, digital jobs. And this will be able to make sure that we are doing a more sustainable platform of development that would not concentrate only in major cities for the first time. This is the enabling power of digital technology. So in the near future, you're going to see a lot of digital managers everywhere. There may be the vocational students, there may be graduates from universities, or just villagers who are keen to make use of digital for their livelihood and for their trade for the first time. We'll do more. We're going to have smart city programs, and not only digital ministry alone. We're going to work with many ministries. For example, the energy ministry on smart grid. We'll be working with the transport ministry on providing high-speed fiber optics on the rail system, for example. We are going to work with the BMA, the Bangkok Metropolitan Administration, on making Bangkok smarter, and a lot more. Bangkok itself is a living laboratory. We can do a lot more in providing sensors, Internet of Things, so that Bangkok will be a better city in many aspects, in environmental management, in city safety, in city SMEs, and so on. We understand very well that to do many of these, we need human resources. And we are trying our best to increase quality workers, quality employees to the market. This year alone, we will do a lot of work on digital startups together with many ministries. A few years ago, we were very successful to ignite the startup movement of Thailand. And now everything is proceeding quite well. We have many more startups, not only in Bangkok, but in other regions of the country. We are going to expand the angel funding system. We are going to work with many of our partners in creating incubation as well as accelerator, especially with our private sector partners. We are encouraging a lot of co-working spaces so that startups would have their ecosystem and communities, even in universities where we have planted a number of initiatives so that they can create startup ecosystem within the campus themselves. We are hoping that this year we will get rid of all the problems that we have in the past, the fact that schools throughout the country need to have internet. So we are working with the Ministry of Education to make sure that all 30,000 schools in Thailand will be wired accordingly, meaning those schools which have 3,000 students will have better bandwidth. Small schools would have enough bandwidth to work with. We're going to work with the Ministry of Public Health in making sure that we make use of big data of public health for the benefits of patients. We work with them in improving the skills and the services by the village health volunteers, or in Thai called ASM, Asa Samak Saathara Sukh. To equip these volunteers with digital technology to make them work better in provide primary health care to the village. And hopefully in the end it will reduce the healthcare expenditures of Thailand because of this. We will also work with the public health in providing regional telemedicine networks so that those rural hospitals or health centers would be able to consult with the experts even in big hospitals in Bangkok. It has been experimented in many places in the country and all went very well. So the expansion is almost ready now. Cybersecurity. I'm sure all of us here would be aware that we are living in not only the digital world with light, but also the digital world with some shadow. So to address this, we are developing the so-called cybersecurity agency this year. And luckily, we have been endorsed by ASEAN community to host the ASEAN-Japan Cybersecurity Training Center for ASEAN here in Bangkok. Last but not least, we also have an area-based development on digital technology, keeping in mind that we cannot be just the net importers of digital equipment and services. So we have secured a big piece of land at Sriracha District, Chonburi Province, which is within the Eastern Economic Corridor, to be the innovation of digital technology area called Digital Park Thailand. This area covers about 250 hectares, about 700 rai in Thai. And the first, and here is where I'm going to enter the topic of IoT very briefly. And about 300 rai out of this 709 rai hopefully will be allocated to IoT activities. DEPA has designed, and if you can, yes, show the slides. DEPA has an initial blueprint of the so-called IoT Institute at Sriracha in Digital Park Thailand. And this will be a place where both public, private, as well as universities can come together in a single ecosystem for IoT development. And as you know, IoT has very diverse applications. Apart from expanding the role of IoT, we are now seeing IoT applications in factories, in cities, in logistics industry, in retail, in vehicle, in farms, even in home offices, as well as in individuals. So it's for sure that IoT is something that's coming in a big way. How can Thailand adapt to IoT? Well, first of all, we must be good at using IoT. So schemes like smart cities will deploy a lot of IoT activities. And we have been assigned to make EEC smart. So a program called Smart EEC, which is smart city for all three provinces, Chonburi, Rayong, and Chachoengsao, will start this year. Let me also mention that IoT itself requires public-private partnership. So this year, DEPA has gained some government budget in order to do detailed design of this IoT, first ever IoT building. And hopefully some construction can start at the next government fiscal year, which is also this year. The hope is that we will start doing roadshows in a month or two. Many interested parties in many countries, Japan, Korea, China, UK, Australia, and many more, have been very interested in this project. Once we are sure that the building will be settled, we will in parallel launch the soft IoT initiative, meaning we'll be working with many enterprises, many universities on IoT applications during the time that the construction is going on. So starting from now, actually, we have been talking to a number of players in establishing the so-called Thailand IoT Consortium Network. Certainly, we'll be working with a lot of private sector, multinational companies, many foreign universities, many Thai universities. This is exciting because we don't have to start from scratch. For IoT, we can start off from those industries or those activities which we are already good at, or we are already taking a very vibrant action. For example, IoT for automotive industry. And as you know, the automobile industry in Thailand has been very good, very advanced, good supply chain. But we also know that disruption is coming sooner or later toward electric vehicles. IoT electric vehicles is a very good marriage. IoT and smart farms is a very good marriage. IoT and city safety is a very good marriage. So in short, I think the opportunity is now. It's not next year, it's not 5 years from now, it's now. Thailand is transforming. And I'm not saying this without statistics, without the real figures. I think I have mentioned enough that we are on the right track and we have very good collaboration, not only from the business sector, from universities, even more from international organizations like the World Bank, as well as from our foreign partners. So I think things will be rolling very quickly because we have established the fundamentals, we have established the infrastructure necessary, and which include soft infrastructure as well. All the necessary legal infrastructure, all the laws have been in place, ready to go. So I hope that all of us here in this room would help disseminating this message as well as the opportunities that Thailand is going through in this digital age. So let me conclude by saying digital Thailand is real. No hype, it's a reality. Thank you very much.